What is up, you guys? Summer Penny here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. I posted something to my Instagram stories the other day, and I got an overwhelming amount of messages from women and even a few men, good men, commenting on it. And so I thought maybe I could make a video out of it, sharing my story, sharing these other women's stories, and maybe it could make a difference to someone else out there. A girl can hope. Get yourself a cutie girl tea or mocktail, whatever you're fancy, and a face mask, and let's get to it. I have my face mask here. I'm going to be doing a cute pink mud mask, but the post that I made that it got so many people talking was from the holistic psychologist. In a trauma-bonded relationship, oxytocin is released after each instance of dysfunctional repair, which bonds you even tighter to the other person, making it extremely difficult to leave. What came up for me was domestic violence. Like, I shared her thing to my story, and then I made a quote over top that was like, how do you even get in a domestic abuse relationship? Because honestly, the amount of times that I have heard that, what is that? Is that a stigma? That someone like me couldn't be in a domestic abuse relationship? I don't know. So anyway, I posted that quote, like, how do you even end up in a domestic abuse relationship anyway? Like, because of trauma bonding, because abusers are really good at making up for what they did, and a couple other things. And so we're going to talk about those today. I guess I should add, because this is not something I have ever spoken about on my YouTube. But yes, I was in a domestic abuse relationship in 2015. And so we're going to go over all that. We're going to talk about how we met, what the first signs of abuse were, how I got out, how I went back and saw him. Yeah, it's going to be some tea. First question, how did we meet? We met on Tinder. So again, this was in 2015. So Tinder, I didn't look it up, but I feel like it was pretty new in 2015. Maybe that was the first year it was created. I feel like it wasn't really known yet for being the hookup app. I was like 17 years old, so I fibbed about my age to get on the app. And I met this guy. Isn't that how it always goes? First signs of domestic violence, red flags, or the examples. I would say the first sign was definitely jealousy. We seem to think that jealousy is cute or flattering. It's not. Jealousy, I will say, is human. It's normal to feel, but what matters or what's important is how you express that jealousy. Jealousy and trying to control how I spent my time and what I wore. But again, I was like, oh my God, he's jealous. It's so cute. That means he cares. No, bitch. He wants to control you. So yeah, if you see any of these signs in your partner, run. Leave. Don't tolerate that shit. Like, something people don't realize with these relationships is that they don't start out abusive. These people don't just start out controlling what you do and what you wear and how you spend your time. That stuff comes gradually. Otherwise, people wouldn't end up in domestic abuse relationships if their partners were abusive from the get-go. Right? This is how they tie you in. So someone said, responding to the Instagram post, seriously though, I hate when people make that comment to other people in current relationships. And I'm like, well, actually, it's really fucking hard because your brain literally gets wired to become addicted to the person and their dysfunction. But anyway, and I was like, yes, abusers are really good at making up for what they did. They give you professions of love, gifts, extravagant trips, all these elaborate, like, romantic gestures, and that is how they get you to come back in. They'll mess up and they'll profess their love for you and say they can't believe they did that to you. They love you so much. I'm so sorry. It'll never happen again. Please just give me another chance. Someone else said, people don't realize that you don't see the abuse until after you're stuck. And that one really resonated with me because that is something a domestic violence therapist I had said. She said that sometimes the flags are more pink, and it's not until you're on the outside that you see how red they were. The next question is different types of abuse. We all know that there's physical abuse, hitting you, punching you, squeezing you, leaving marks. But there's also emotional, psychological, financial, sexual. There are a lot of different ways for people to abuse you. And I think it's important to talk about these examples because these are some of the reasons why women stay. They'll make comments like, if you were to ever leave, the children would come with me because I'm the one that's working and making money, or whatever. Like sometimes it's not even factual what they say. They'll just say it to scare you and deter you from ever leaving. And these abusers also are really good at psychologically tearing you down. And this shit happens slowly over periods of time. They're good at knocking you down, making you feel small and like you aren't worth anything. And you start to believe that, yeah, like I wouldn't get the kids. I would lose everything. How would I survive? How would I get a job? I've been a stay-at-home mom. I didn't finish my education. All these things. They know that and they use it to scare you and keep you stuck. One person said, they are sweet first, suck you in. Then one day an incident happens. You cry. They apologize and say, oh, it will never happen again. They kiss your ass for weeks. Then it happens again and again. They threaten and belittle you and take advantage of your weakness. And then inevitably, you're stuck. Then she goes on to say that she watched and helped and seen it happen right before everyone's eyes, show up to Christmas parties and family events and smile and laugh, yet telling me the horror stories at home. So I think she's talking about someone she knows. Believe me, there's some horrible men out there that hide behind the good dad smiles. For me, how it ended, I'm going to spare some of those details. It escalated to physical abuse. He hit me, and I remember being very scared. I didn't phone 911, but I did get help. I managed to send a text to a group chat saying, he hit me, call 911. On the police, they came to my house. They removed him from the home. He was charged with assault. I don't think I ever confessed this to anyone, but the night he was arrested, when he was released the next day, he has a no contact order. Like, he's not supposed to contact me, but he did. And he actually came to my house. And that right there would have been grounds to phone 911, and he would have a worsened offense, I'm sure. But when you come out of these relationships, you're so confused because the person that you would go to comfort you, to console you, is the person who has betrayed you and hurt you. And Anne Catherine, the author of Boundaries, Where You End and I Begin, she says that this is a triple violation. A lot of emotions, a lot of confusion, a lot of difficulty, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of anger. I'm gonna wash my face, and then I think I'm going to do a cutie little Valentine's makeup look from the Queen, Omrizi. Look at this gorgeous glam. Pink, subtle, gorgeous. Wow, that was such a great time to scratch my neck and notice a rash from probably all the dog kisses yesterday. Anyway. Hello. Yeah, some other examples of red flags to look out for. We already said jealousy is one. Passive aggression, controlling what you eat, controlling what you wear, controlling how you spend your money, how you spend your time, isolating you from friends and family, drug use, steroid use. These are all examples of red flags. fast forward to choosing to see him again. I went to therapy. I learned a lot about red flags and pink flags and what to look out for in next relationships. I learned the areas that I maybe turned a blind eye or rose-colored glasses, whatever. I learned the areas in the relationship where I had red flags and should have done something but didn't. I learned what I want in a partner, what I am worth, what I deserve. At that phase in my healing, I was angry. I was so angry. Like, how dare you hit me? How dare you touch me? How dare you hurt me like that? How dare you? And how dare you say these things to me and fuck with my emotions and my head? And how dare you? Like, I was just angry. And I almost wanted to see if I could lure him back in, like seduce him back in, get him in my grasp, and then just lay it on him. And that's basically what I did. I was treating him like shit. I was just giving it to him. I was treating him like shit. And it felt so good. It felt so good. Well, honestly, I didn't even tell my closest friends for a long time. I even kept it from my mom. Not for very long, because it came spilling out of me in a puddle of tears. On one hand, it felt really good, but what did it serve, you know? Because I came back having to keep that secret from my parents because I knew they would be disappointed in me. I couldn't tell my friends because they'd be like mad at me. Summer, why did you do that? So I kept it a secret. But I know that my moms just know. My mom could sense that something was up, something was wrong. I wasn't acting like myself. So she just sat me down and was like, what's going on? Like, there's something going on with you. And I confessed everything. I came clean. I, sobbing on the couch, told my mom everything. And she just sat there and listened to me and held me and didn't shame me, didn't make me feel bad, just was really there for me and helped me book a therapy session to go back to therapy and deal with this. And that's what I did. Now, when I started therapy again, the biggest thing I wanted to learn or needed help with was, how do you know when you're safe? Like, how do you know? I did not know, because someone that I thought I was safe with, that I was supposed to be safe with, just committed the biggest violation. So how the hell do you know when you're safe? And that is when I learned of Brené Brown. And the acronym that the therapist suggested was BRAVING. And I definitely recommend you listen to Brené Brown's TED Talk on this. But that is the criteria that I used when making new romantic partners, when meeting new girlfriends, even the family that I have in my life. If I don't have BRAVING from you, then that's it. Back to our tutorial. So it looks like she has a really soft light brown on the outer. Then she does a cut crease with baby pink and a dark wing. I've got the soft brown down. Gonna take some concealer and cut the crease. Again, I have hooded eyes, so I go slightly above the natural crease. And then I'm gonna go in with this cute little ColourPop pink palette. It's the 143, like I love you. So cute. Oh, this is so pretty. Now you may be wondering, did I give Tinder another chance? The answer is yes. I started my education, my career. I am a paramedic. So I started my education for that. And I was actually on my practicum. I was doing a night shift, and I'm like 20 at the time. So what else is a 20-year-old gonna do apparently at 3 o'clock in the morning on a night shift other than swipe on Tinder? So here I was on Tinder again. This was 2 years after my ex, after the domestic violence relationship ended, whatever you call it. I'm just gonna swipe, get gassed up by some guy in my DMs and feel better about myself and entertain myself at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's kind of, you know, that is how I met Quinn. Yep, if you didn't know, Quinn and I met on Tinder and we are engaged. So it's possible, girlies. It does happen. It can happen. But that is how we met. We had our first date on my first day off, and I rallied for this guy. I was getting off a night shift at, like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I met him downtown Edmonton for lunch by 12 or 12:30. So frickin' rallied, lost sleep for this guy, and we had a great first date, and he asked me every day there afterward, can I see you tomorrow? Can I see you tomorrow? Can I see you tomorrow? For all 4 of my days off. And we've been together ever since. It's a completely different relationship, like night and day difference. He never yells at me, never calls me names, never controls what I wear or what I do. He supports everything, my boudoir and modeling. He encourages me. He comes with me to photo shoots. Like, maybe I should say that for another video. The first 3 things I did after getting out of my domestic abuse relationship. You have to understand, when something like this happens to you, you want to protect yourself and prevent it from happening again. So I became so rigid, so firm and rigid and stern and hard-shelled. And I never thought that I would get rid of that. I never thought that that would stop. I never thought that that would ever go away. And this relationship with Cole lasted 9 months. 9 or 10 months. And what he did to me in those 9 or 10 months have stayed with me for 9 years. Like, it's 2024. It just dawned on me thinking about this video that it has been 9 years. And I still think about something that happens with him, something that I get triggered still to this day, 9 years later. And I was just thinking to myself, does he ever think of me? Does my content come up on his social media? Does his girlfriends that he probably has now, like, do they see me? And do I come up in his life as much as he does mine? It was an interesting thought. I can't cry because I'm doing my makeup. So back to being all hard and outer shelled. I never thought that that would leave me. And it was only until the last year or so that I realized how softened I am. I feel so much more in my feminine, and it's such a beautiful feeling to feel this free and safe and secure, and to have a bond with this person that I know that I can trust and rely on and go to feel truly safe and protected and cared for. It's beautiful. It's the best feeling. And I'm so lucky and I'm so fortunate. You live and you learn. If you take anything from this video and these other women's stories, may it be to learn braving, learn red flags, continue to watch out for them. Don't believe him when he says, I won't do it again. Don't take him back when he says, I've changed. Unless it has been years. Because no one can change a lifetime pattern in only a few weeks or months. Don't settle and just accept things or tolerate things because you think that there's someone else out there that's not better, or that you don't deserve better, or that this is the best you could get. Because I promise you there's someone out there who will love you and treat you like the treasure that you are. and I hope that you find them. Face is done. Now we're going to do the finishing touches. In honor of it being an Amrezy look, I'm going to do an Amrezy lip. This is Pretty Little Thing and Amrezy collab. Oh, it's on the lid. 01 Empire. Then lipstick from the 01 lip kit, Lukta. It's like a pinky peach nude. I'm gonna top it with the gloss from the 01 lip kit, NYC. Ooh, this one's really pretty. Final look. I have short hair, so I couldn't do the curly bun, but cute pink cut crease. Love it. Also, I'm an open book when it comes to my past and the domestic violence and the steps thereafter and all that stuff. So feel free to ask any questions. Let me know in the comments what you think, or if you want to share anything or ask away. Thank you so much for watching.